I think the course that impacted me the most during my studies was probably Dr. Stefano's Research Methods in Family, Youth, and Community Sciences. I came into the University of Florida. I was like, what's the big deal about research? I don't understand why everyone wants to do research. And then my mind was open after I took that class with her, and I saw how research can open doors into understanding our world better and understanding the people we're working with better.
As an AEC student, I have to say I loved all my courses equally, but my favorite one has definitely been AEC 3073, Intercultural Communication with Dr. Suarez. I believe that the lessons that she taught me in that class related to diversity, equity, inclusion, and the importance of those, topics in our life and in society today is something that I will, take with me throughout the rest of my life. She taught me so much more about myself, about other people, and how to recognize the unique qualities in everyone, and that is something that I will really cherish and something that I will grow and continue to expand my knowledge throughout my life.
Personally, that first semester when I came to the university, it was right after that kind of COVID fall. There were a few classes in person, and so I had intro to FRE in person and with a brand new professor, and his interest and his passion really kind of moved me. He invested in me. We had a project that I had really no idea what I was doing, so we spent many hours on my computer trying to figure it out, and so for me personally, it kind of showed what that extra mile does for an individual, and so I think looking past graduation, I'd want to be like him, going above and beyond for people just so that they can feel like they understand what's going on.
So one of the best courses that I've taken here at the University of Florida was during my first semester as a Gator, and that was called Issues in Agriculture. And my professor, every week she came up with a different issue in agriculture that we focused on, and we came up with solutions on how we were going to communicate that issue. One week she brought in one of our horticulture professors, Dr. Kevin Folta, and he communicated on how we can communicate with others in the industry or people that are not so familiar with our industry. One of the things he shared with us was his trust formula. And when he shared that with us, a light bulb went off in my head, and I was able to use that when I was applying for scholarships, or even when I'm communicating with others in the industry. I'm able to use that trust formula to build trust with them and communicate our message effectively.
I think it's the having multiple professors, in sequence, right? So having multiple classes with the same professor right after each other. For me, that was a couple of courses I took with Dr. Greenhaw. Dr. G has been a great role model for me during my time at UF, and also helped me figure out, what happens after.
So my favorite course at UF was definitely called The Art of Boostering. It was a UF Honors Uncommon Read class, and it was really cool because we got to study surgery before the invention of anesthesia, and it was with the professor is actually a pathologist at UF Strand, and I really liked the close interaction and bond that I made with that professor because her dedication to her students enabled me to shadow her in the upcoming years as a pathologist, and I got to see her day-to-day livelihood as a pathologist, and it just really sort of fortified my commitment to medicine.
The course that impacted me the most was actually Kevin Ken's Orange and New course. This was the course that actually made me want to apply to grad school. I got to learn so much about video production, social media, and I got to meet a ton of my classmates, which was something that I hadn't gotten to do because of COVID. And so it was really nice to get back in the classroom, and he was just really supportive throughout the whole process.